Hello and welcome. I'm Magical Michelle, and this week does have the potential to truly create the momentum that you haven't been feeling up until now. I know that a lot of people are like, I'm over 2026 already, but I'm going to invite you to lean into the energy hasn't even truly arrived yet. And it's going to be a little bit better this week with everything that's going on. So let's share. So welcome to Living Magically. If this is your first time watching this, I'm Michelle, Magical Michelle, and I'm your host. And I come on once a week to sort of share what's happening in the energies and what to expect and kind of help you understand. And this time, this week, we are really starting to feel the momentum of the 1 year. And what's happening is we just had this new moon in Capricorn, and at the same time, within a few hours, we moved into the energy of Aquarius, which is going to be a big ruler for the coming season. So share what just kind of completed. When we started the year, the 1 year, the 2026 being a 1 or a 10 year, we entered in the season of Capricorn, but we didn't have the new moon for Capricorn until its final hours, its final day, but also its final hours. So that's called the anaretic degree. That's the end and the beginning at the same time. And there's a lot of that going to be continuing to happen because now this is Monday and I'm filming this in the early afternoon of Monday. We have still that 3 days of the new moon. So the new moon really takes energy and effect and gets its momentum in the first 3 days. And that 3 days is going to be more in Aquarius than it was in Capricorn, because now we've moved, the sun has moved into Aquarius, and so has the moon. So it's almost like a first new moon, and it's preparing us for the new moon that will happen in Aquarius. And a lot of people are talking about this new moon that's happening on February 17th, because it starts the year of the fire horse. So we're still in the year of the snakes, and that means we're in the final shed. And some people have shed, and people are in different places with this. Some people have done their shedding of the snake and their skin is sort of tender and they're starting to grow and they're starting to expand. But some people are having trouble shaking off that last bit of skin. When the snake sheds, sometimes it actually has to come up against some abrasion to get the final shed off. So if you're feeling a little off, or you're feeling like there's some stickiness to the energy and you're trying to get out of the old energy, that's very much what is happening here. But some people are already feeling the momentum of the fire horse, even though that doesn't happen until February 17th. That's the new moon. And when we have a new moon in Capricorn, it's the third of the earth signs of the astrology. So what that is it's not the seed. It's not even the growing of the seed to become a plant. It is growing a structure, more like a tree. So we're growing something that we have planted over 3 to 6 to even 9 years ago. These cycles are really long cycles. So we're seeing ourselves in a structure of a foundation, and we're ready to build onto it. And when we're building onto a new stage of a structure, what foundations do we have? So we're looking to see if our foundation is strong. Do we need to put more in place for our foundation? And that's the Aquarian energy. The Aquarian energy that is happening is that fire, that phoenix, that it's an air sign, but it's also the water bearer. It is the entering of a new age, the dawn of the age of Aquarius. But now we're in it, right? Like the song says, the age of Aquarius. We are really truly leaving the Piscean age and anchoring in new earth, anchoring in a new reality. And so there's astrology that hasn't been seen in our lifetime coming up for us in these next few months. The invitation I have for you is to get clear on the vibration you want to be, clear on how you want to feel, clear on what is no longer working for you. And before we finish this year of the snake, and before the fire horse comes in with full momentum, this month, this next 4 weeks, up until February 17th, is the energy of recognizing what no longer serves you and putting into place that which does. And so it is still that new moon energy this week. And what we have is a waxing moon. And that waxing moon, I was just dipping candles this weekend, and I was making beeswax candles over an open fire. And to do that, you're putting 2 strings into beeswax, and you pull it up and you let it dry before you put it back into the boiling hot cauldron, and then you pick it up. And it's very intentional, but one of the things is you have to leave enough time for your first set of dip to dry. Every time you put the candle in, it needs to actually solidify. Otherwise, if you leave the candle in the wax too long, it actually melts the work you've already done. So take that pause, take that review. A lot of people are like, it doesn't feel like a new year because we're in winter. The traditional energy of Imbolc, which is usually February 1st and 2nd, depending on how you look at it, this is winter. We are in the season of reviewing our past harvest to get ready to start planting those seeds. And so this is that season of Imbolc. This is that season of cleaning up your altars, preparing for the future, and you will see momentum. The moon is getting bigger in the sky. We'll see that first sliver today or tomorrow of this new moon. And so someone asked me, is it still okay to do new moon work today? And my answer is absolutely. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even really all the way until the full moon, you can be doing the bringing in energy. You can be creating and intending and gaining the momentum. As the snake moves to become more of a horse, it's going to start getting legs. It's going to start moving. It's going to start having the momentum. And it's going to take off like a crazy horse, because it's the year of the fire horse, and it starts with a solar eclipse. So if you want to be supported in this, we here at the Living Magically channel have created a series of offerings to support you in preparing for the astrology, to prepare yourself for this. If you don't want to be alone while doing it, we have an online program called the Living Magical Portal. It's a membership. It has 3 prices, and that price isn't for how much you get. The price is for how much you can contribute. So the reason I'm doing that is I don't want anyone to feel like they can't afford to be part of something, that they can't afford to be supported. And I'm also very clear that it is a monthly membership and it can be canceled anytime. So if you just need to be supported in this massive shift, this massive change, and the entry into this portal of the fire horse, the entry of this portal of this first eclipse season of the year, then please join us. Our first ritual is Wednesday. We'll do an online ritual for this new moon, for this this period of time. And it also includes, for those of you who are local, my weekly event at the Urban Ashram. So we'll be doing most Mondays. Definitely check to make sure it's like 3 Mondays a month. So definitely check to make sure it's that Monday. But we're doing a new moon ritual tonight at the Urban Ashram. And of course, we'll be having another experience next week. So most Mondays at the Urban Ashram in downtown Orlando, Florida. And so this is the new Living Magically offering. So it's in person and online, and anything online is recorded. So please join us. That's my way of contributing to this new massive change that is happening. And what can you do on a daily basis? Well, first I want you to think of it as the rise of the phoenix. Check to see what you are still holding on to out of shame, out of anger. Maybe you have some regrets. Maybe you have some resentment. Maybe you have some blame for yourself or blame for another. So things that I'm going to invite you to look at right now is, what do you need to forgive? And if you think you've forgiven, see if you can forgive some more. What do you need to accept? And if you think you've accepted it, I invite you to see if you can accept it even clearer. What do you need to let go of? And if you think you've let go, I'm going to invite you to let go even further. Maybe that's let go of control. Maybe that's let go of objects. I know a lot of people that are cleaning out their houses or their closets or whatever, because our old belongings may not belong to the next version of you. I've heard a lot of people that are changing their hobbies don't give them the same pleasure. The things that brought them joy are not filling their cups anymore. And it's okay to recognize that you are not the same person. And it might be a different group of people, a different experience, or a different hobby, or a different way of presenting yourself to the world, or a different kind of work than you've ever done before. Other people are also finding that they're coming home to themselves. They are becoming more of who they've always been, but everything that isn't that, where they've compromised, has to be eliminated. If you've been compromising and you haven't been yourself, you have been doing everything for others, your cup is not full, because the things that bring you personal joy, or the things that are you, and maybe you've been compromising for your partner, maybe you've been compromising because you don't have enough time, maybe it's been your work that's taken you away from it. A lot of people are returning to their true essence. And then there's another category, and I think a lot of people are in this category, or a combination of all of them, which is you're not settling anymore. You're remembering who you were always meant to be, and you're in a moment of divine timing where you are ready to step all the way into your power, your person, who you have always been meant to be. And that's an energy, a code, a divine spark of who you are and who you're becoming, who you came here to be and serve and be on this planet. So it could be a combination of all three. But with that, my invitation is to go all in. My invitation is to not be too forward in the future, not to be too forward in the past, but what the year of the fire horse has to offer, and the end of, as we're in right now, the end of the snake, the age of Aquarius, the Aquarius season, where we have some stelliums, some grand trines. We have a lot of big astrology. We have major planets changing right now. And so this age is, what am I committing to? What is the sacred commitment I'm going to commit to as who I am, how I'm vibrating, where I'm going, what I'm becoming? And for me, I have often realized that ritual is the way to do this, to anchor it into my day, into my system. And we have decided to create a new bit of how to help you. So look for the fact that we'll be putting out some daily, really short rituals to help you. We're going to be creating, thank you, Marissa, for creating an opportunity to have a daily little mini ritual that anchors us into each day, what's going on based on the astrology, based on the energy. We'll be doing that with our newsletter. So we're going all in on the Living Magical platform because I believe in it. It is who I have always been. My idea behind Living Magical isn't that it is a clean, easy, high and dry and light and fluffy thing. Actual transformation is finding ritual in the ugly too. It is coming to devotion, coming to yourself, coming to the table, and putting the faith in yourself, your higher self, your higher power, and connecting to your soul's true essence in the little details. Maybe it is stirring your tea clockwise and putting an intention in and then drinking it. Maybe it's even holding your water and putting words and programming your water. Maybe it's blessing your food. Maybe it's taking a 5-minute recalibration where you call all your energy back when you're in the middle of a crowd or you feel overwhelmed. Maybe it is just taking at the end of the night a few minutes of gratitude to see. Maybe it was a rough day, but you're looking at the end of that day for where were the sweet spots, because not every part of a bad day was bad. Maybe you handled something really hard more gracefully than you ever have. So see how far you've come. See that you are really a magical being. See that you are having an experience that you maybe are better than you have ever been before. And you're giving yourself a hard time, but you're actually navigating a very difficult time in history with more grace. So this reflection of living ritual, this reflection of entering the temple of your life is a temple. Your experience is one of transformation every single day. And you are an alchemist. As a temple guide, it is my job to show you that you are alchemizing the negativity. You are reigniting every single day the light in this world. In trying times, those of us who are temple keepers, those of us who are the light bearers, this is the time that we have come here for. And it is my pledge to you this year to help us hold the light. The way that love leaders live in difficult times is to be the ones to reignite the light. The first step is to relight your own candle, to relight your own divine spark, and to open our hearts and lead with love. This is a moment where we have actually been waiting for as those beings who are incarnated here to be part of the light. And it is actually an act of defiance to live joyfully. It is an act of surrender to live the best life you possibly can in defiance of them wanting us to be small. It could be just somebody who wants you to be small so they can feel bigger. It is an act of defiance and or resilience to connect to the light, to be the light, to be the love, to remember that one smile could change someone's day, one compliment, one opportunity of holding space. And it is also very important as a temple keeper to hold your own light first. So we're going to start right now as this portal, as this eclipse season that we're entering into becomes fire. We're going to start with the divine spark that is inside of each of us. So if you're remembering right now that you are the divine spark, if you feel a calling to remember, if you need aid in remembering, if you need more than just a portal and ritual, then reach out to me and we can do a session to help you remember who you are. But this invitation right now is, my friends, to be the light that shines, to be the love that is. So this moment in history is what we're here for. And I am here for you. And we are going to do this together. We are going to live a magical life in the temple of our hearts, in the divine of this world, in the remembrance of who you are and who you are becoming, in the remembrance of the fact that this is the collapsing timeline to create heaven on earth, joy, and feel the abundance that is here for you together. And so let's walk together. Let's share this momentum. There is momentum in Aquarius season. We are going forward. We are making changes. And so be the light in the darkness. Light your own candle first. Light your own spark. Be the spark. And as that moon gets brighter in the sky, as the sun gets brighter in the days to come, remember who you are. And if you need any help, reach out. We will do this together. And if I can serve you, please join the Living Magically community. We will again have a portal. We'll be meeting 3 times a month online. We have an in-person offering called Soul Circle. It's all included for three different tiers of pricing, but no pricing has anything to do with how much you get. It has to do with how much you can contribute to the process, because I don't want anyone to miss an opportunity. And if even that isn't going to work for you, I have some opportunities for work study and even a scholarship that someone is putting out there. So please reach out if you need that. In the meantime, steps you can take this week. Find what is going to light you up and do that. Find what doesn't light you up, what is draining you, and clear that from your plate. Maybe there's something you have to do to tie up loose ends. Maybe there's something to let go of. Make sure that you're cleaning up as much as you possibly can before February 17th. And compliment yourself. Appreciate yourself. There's a magic in gratitude. There's a magic in appreciation. There's a magic in being in the now and in the moment. And while we are creating the future, it is the vibration you are in right now that creates the timeline and the vibration that you will continue on. So now is the time. Now is the moment to create that momentum. Now is the time to decide what frequency you're going to be in and do what is necessary to get into that frequency. I choose the frequency of love. I choose the frequency of lighting up the divine spark within me. And then the match that creates is that it sparks others. When you recognize your own divinity, you will also see that divinity behind the eyes of all the people around you, even the ones where there's a shadow. Sometimes it's remembering that there is divinity behind the shadow that is going to be the solution for that person, is that you remember who they are for them when they can't remember for themselves. And remember, be the lighthouse instead of the life jacket. You are not actually holding anyone up. You are holding the light for them to get through their own storm. You are the lighthouse. allow your light to shine bright and in your own heart and in your own life. And remember, it is okay without guilt to start feeling your own joy, to start taking incredible, immaculate care of yourself, and to live magically. And with that, I will see you again next week. I love you, and have a beautiful new moon week.